Oh my god, we cannot get away from the NES Classic Edition, can we? So the NES Classic Edition comes out. The world rejoices. I rejoice. Fun little system, right? So, people are complaining about the controller on the NES Classic Edition. Rightfully and maybe a little wrongfully so. I think there's a couple of ways you can look at this. Again, the NES Classic Edition, right here. You need the reset button to be close to you because that's the main menu button to save your game, load a save state, go to the options, and to change the game. So it is important to have that handy. Doesn't totally excuse the 2.5-foot controller cord, but hey, whatever. But there are third-party controllers out there, and there are even third-party controller extensions you can buy. So what caught my attention, though, was a company named EMiO. Capital E, capital M, lowercase I, uppercase O. EMiO, or EMiO, whatever. They have the Edge gamepad, which is an NES controller that hooks to the NES Classic Edition, has a 9-foot cable, it has turbo buttons. And they also have a cool-looking NES Advantage type, the EMiO Edge joystick. And it's a, NES Classic Edition joystick. It looks like the same mold, has the turbo buttons, has the dials, $24.99 for their Advantage joystick, style joystick, and then the turbo NES controller goes for $14.99. All right? So these sold pretty well when the NES Classic Edition first came out. These aren't the only third-party products. There's a Nyko wireless controller out there. Other companies are trying to cash in, and why wouldn't they? These are controllers that they were either, since it's the same dongle as the Wii and Wii U, why not? Why not? You can plug it in. If you can plug it into a Wiimote, you can plug it into your NES Classic Edition and have it work. Well, not in all cases here. And by the way, there is that NES Classic Edition carrying case, which I think is cute. I actually picked up that little thing for $20. But here's the problem with these controllers. These companies, in particular this EMiO company, assumed that because it was compatible before with the a Wii, it would be compatible with the NES Classic Edition. But it turns out it's not. They didn't look into the hardware, the total hardware differences here with these. So I'll get into why I'm going over this. Who cares? Third-party controllers. They didn't think about it. But these are in stores. Like, these aren't just like, if you search, let's see, EMiO Edge joystick. These aren't just available online. You can walk into stores and find these. These are stocked. Let's see, if I click on shopping, let's see, where can I buy it? I can buy these. Yeah, you can buy it at Best Buy. It's out of stock. It was in stock before. Companies have to do a better job of testing these. These are obviously rushed out the door without having plugged one in to an NES Classic Edition. These were not plugged in and tested at all because they wanted them on the shelf on November 11th to sell. Otherwise, they could lose out and another company might come out with it. Let's be honest. The reason people are buying this, it looks like a fucking NES controller. They ain't buying this right now for the Wii or Wii U. They're buying it for the NES Classic Edition, and especially a joystick that looks like an Advantage. We're way past the days where people are giving a shit about the Virtual Console or the Wii U eShop. That's gone. So, the EMiO Edge gamepad. 1 star, 13 reviews. I won't go through the entire reviews. I'll just say on the top what it says. And again, this is a product that has not been around for years and years and years. The release date was October 25th. They were gearing up for the NES Classic Edition to come out. They were prepared. October 25th, the same for the Edge joystick. These have not been around for years. They brought these out specifically for the NES Classic Edition from all intents and purposes. And I'll get into another reason why in a second where that's evident. So 1.2 out of 5 stars, 13 reviews for the Turbo NES pad. Defective controller might be widespread. Not compatible with my system. These are just the top lines of the reviews. defective even when bought from a store brand new. This person bought it at Walmart, returned it. Do not buy. Don't work out of the box, but read this to see how to get an adapter to fix it. Uh-oh. They might have an adapter for sale a month after release. Do not buy these controllers. Scrolling malfunction. 1 star. I bought 2 of these from Walmart. Neither work. That's a regular control pad. Let's go to the Edge joystick. Let's see if it's much better. 1.3 out of 5 stars. 32 reviews. Not compatible with the NES Classic Edition. EMiO's rebranding failure. Why it could have been great. Does not work for NES Classic Mini. 1 star. It's true, this does not work. 1 star. Wasted $25. Bummer. Real quality microswitch joystick for virtual console games. Wii and Wii U only. So obviously they rebranded their controller from the past. They assumed it was going to work with the NES Classic Edition and rushed it out. They didn't test it at all. Falling off the edge. Do not buy. 1 star. 1 star. Do not buy. Almost like the console doesn't recognize the controller. Holy shit, what a disaster. The good news, though, is that almost a month after these were in stores, I guess EMiO got themselves an NES Classic Edition or saw the tons of reviews and returns that were happening and tried this controller themselves with the NES Classic Edition and saw it didn't work. So what they're doing is now offering a free NES gift pack where you can get, you show them receipt that you purchased the item. They'll send you an adapter to get this working with the NES Classic Edition. And that's good. They sort of salvage an awful time in PR. I don't know if they're going to recover this, but at least they're trying to make it up to you. A free NES Classic Edition adapter, a free cable, and a free surprise gift, a $30 value. This offer only applies to qualifying customers. So they're trying to make it right, this company. They should never put this out first. They claim that the batches went out without this adapter inside of it. They claim that. I don't know if that's the truth. They probably didn't realize this was going to work and took a big crapshoot that came up. Snake eyes. That's my opinion. I definitely based on it, but that's what I think that happened. I think they just put this out there, not realizing this did not work. So why, Pat, am I dwelling, or you're asking, why, Pat, are you dwelling on this third-party controller that did a shoddy job getting out there and working with the product it was rebranded for, when with all intents and purposes, it looks like it's actually a well-put-together joystick? Why am I bringing this up? Well, I'm bringing it up because of what this thing came with inside. This came packaged with a cheat guide. Classic Cheat Codes Edition. Tips and tricks. This came with the Edge joystick. So it basically featured the 30 NES Classic Edition games with cheat codes. This was not done well. This cheat guide. There's problems on here, and I'm going to go thank my good old Atari Age guys for pointing this out. There's a few problems. I wish I had this in my hand to look at all the problems. But the first problem that pops up is, for example, there's Mega Man artwork on the cover. It shows the Yellow Devil, who does not appear on any game that's included with the NES Classic Edition. He was in the original Mega Man, correct? Mega Man 2 comes with the NES Classic Edition. That's the first problem. And this is just a few pages that were posted on Atari Age. But I'll give you an example of the quality. This is just on like the first 2 pages. It points out that while the Famicom used 60 pins, the NES game packs had 70 pins. It's actually 72. That's all right. That's okay. That's okay. The Super C Contra code, they said gives you 30 lives in this little cheat guide. It does not give you 30 lives. It gives you 10, and it's not the same Konami code anyway. It's a different code. It's an absolutely different code. It's not up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. It's right, left, down, up, AB. So that they got the effect wrong. That's not the Konami code. The Konami code is the famous up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. So they got that wrong. They got the code wrong. Okay, we're not starting off on good footing here at all. But then it gets better. Allegedly, they have the box art in this little cheat guide that comes with this joystick. The box art for Tecmo Bowl is Tecmo Super Bowl. That's just inexcusable to screw that up. Like how could they do that? That's just now okay, what's going on here? Well, if you go to Atari Age, you can see example of the first couple pages. You can't make this up. You can't you can't make it up. So this EMiO branded cheat code book that came with this joystick that did not work, and they're trying to fix the problem. If you look at who put this together, I'll keep the editor-in-chief, layout and design person, and artwork person. We'll keep them secret, but it's a retro video game magazine publication with the website shopreadretro.com attached. You can't fucking make this shit up. This code book with false information, incorrect box art, bad codes, was done by Mike Kennedy's company. The Coleco Chameleon mastermind struck again. We can't go 3 months without him not coming up here. Now the page, thank you Atari Age for having these, for having screenshots of this. On the balloon fight page, it gets better. On the balloon fight page, there is a tip, the Edge tip, because that's how the joystick's branded. Edge tip: enable auto fire on your Edge controller, then hold rather than mash the float button to stay adrift. Well, that would be fine. There's two problems with that. One, that would be fine if your controller that this was included with actually fucking worked on your NES Classic Edition, and for the multitudes of people that first bought it within this first month, it doesn't fucking work. And who knows if they're going to eventually package that adapter they're mailing to people? Who knows if they're eventually going to package that with the joysticks going out in the future? We don't fucking know that. But for most of the people that read this, the joystick doesn't fucking work. But the masterminds behind this didn't realize that Balloon Fight has a built-in turbo function already. It's called the fucking B button. The A button flaps you once. The B button is a built-in turbo function that Nintendo put in for you, so your tip doesn't even fucking matter, and you don't need your turbo function on your non-functioning joystick to have a turbo Balloon Fight function. Holy shit! Oh my, I don't know if I should be laughing or crying at this right now. I think I'm the first one to point this out to Atari Age. I don't think they realize that. My God! You can't make it up. God, I wish Ian, God, I wish you were here. I hope this heals you from your health woes. Holy shit. Oh, did I get that wrong? Did I reverse the buttons? No, it's B. I thought I was wrong. At least I knew one button was no, B is a turbo, A flaps you once. And B is very useful. It's actually very useful for the balloon trip mode C, which Ian loves. It's very useful for that. Probably more so than the regular game, in my opinion. But anyway, there you have it. Again, it's not the fucking company's fault putting out the joystick that they had a shitty publication included with it that wasn't proofread or whatever. It is their fault, though, they put out a joystick they didn't test with the NES Classic Edition. That is their fault. But the whole thing's just, it's fucking hysterical, and you can't make this shit up.